What is up, RPG nerds? This is your man, the fake hot Hestu from RPG Ranked, and if you enjoy RPGs or Legend of Zelda, consider liking, subscribing, and checking out future videos on this channel. I'm currently putting together a ranking of all the shrines in Tears of the Kingdom, so consider checking out this channel in the future to check out that video ranking. Alright, anyway, let's get into what this video is going to be about, and that is ranking the runes in Tears of the Kingdom. And before we get started, one disclaimer. This is basically just off how cool I think they are, because obviously each rune has its own uses, and like they're all 6 very, very different abilities. So the fact that I'm ranking them is just goes to show what I like to use the best, not what is actually the most applicable in all situations. Alright, in last place is going to be the camera rune, carrying over from the first game. It's basically the same function. Haven't been a big fan of it that much. I mean, like, I like taking pictures. It's fun, you know, but the problem is there's like, what, 64 slots? At least there was in like 48 in the first game. But you just don't have that much room for pictures other than what you're putting in the compendium. And it just feels like kind of a hassle to get all those pictures for the compendium. If that's your type of thing, I'm sure you'll love this. It might be your favorite rune in the game. I know my brother loves this. Like, I get it. It's just not for me, really. Taking pictures, it's a fun vibe, but I didn't really enjoy it because even if I wanted to take pictures, I couldn't just have a ton of stupid pictures. Like, I only get a limited amount of photo storage, and it's kind of annoying. So, yeah. Alright, the next on my list is going to be Ascend. Some people adore this ability, saying it's their new favorite ability. Like, I've been reading some rankings online. So many people are putting this one at the top, and I just really don't agree. I'm glad other people like it, but I just find it kind of replaceable. The Zonai devices and Ultrahand can allow you to like ascend into the sky with more fun ways, like hot air balloons or fans or different things that let you get into the air anyway. And yes, Ascend works in a couple puzzles where you have to phase through walls, but as I'm out exploring the world, there are very few uses for Ascend compared to a lot of the other abilities. And in those cases, I feel like it's just something that could have been used by a Zonai device or something. I still really do like this ability, but yeah, Zonai devices, fusing a rocket to your shield so you can just like fly up into the air, using recall on an object that fell out of the sky. Like, there are so many, like, you can, even if I walked over to something, like a house or something, ascended up, now I'm on top of the house. Yay, I'm so high up in the sky. Or I could just have use recall on an object that fell from the sky, and glide on top of the house, or wherever the heck I wanted, because I can get so much ground. Like, Ascend definitely has its uses. I still think it's awesome. I'm super glad it's in the game. It's awesome, but it's just not my favorite. It's one of my least favorites, and it's just, like, the least interesting. Like, the animation is sick, but, like, you're just, like, going up. Like, there's not so much strategy to the Ascend ability. So, yeah. Alright, next is going to be Fuse. So I have a love-hate relationship with this ability. On one hand, it opens up a lot of fun options, like some of my favorites, the rocket and flame-emitting shields, the homing arrows, the iconic meat arrow, and the long stick, of course. However, it overcomplicates the weapon system a little bit too much in my opinion. I just loved how in Breath of the Wild, each time you fought a new enemy, it would just drop something and you're like, oh, perfect. Now I can find a different use for this. But now I just feel like I'm not the biggest fan of crafting systems. A lot of times it's just overcomplicates a game for me that really didn't need crafting. And I know why some people love the fuse ability. I think it's cool. I think it's a great way to implement like new different puzzles and shrines. I really do love fusing with arrows. That's not something I'm ever complaining about. I think that was a genius idea. I don't love fusing the weapons as much, because I just liked the weapon system in Breath of the Wild plenty, and this makes it a little bit too much for me. But also, yeah, I like it in puzzles, except when you unfuse something, it doesn't fall off, which I know would be a little confused. Like, it might not work from a game perspective, which is okay. I don't really know how game development works that much, but if that didn't work, it's okay. But also, there's a lot of times where, like, I have to unattach a really powerful thing from my weapon, because I don't have enough weapon slots, and I just have to get a boulder or something, and now I just lost like 25 attack power or something crazy like that. Like, sometimes yes, I like using fuse for puzzles, but sometimes it just kind of ruins my weapons a lot. And going into the menu and having to unfuse things, that just takes me out of it a little bit. Like, obviously, I don't mind it. Like, it's not in the bottom spot on this list. I think it's awesome, but it really just isn't my favorite new implemented ability. But I get why a lot of people like it, and I don't hate it. Like, I'm okay with it. I would also be okay if it didn't exist, though. It's just kind of mid for me. Next is going to be Ultrahand. I hated this ability at first. I was like, I want Magnesis back. Like, this is way too complicated for me. But, like, once I got the hang of it, which didn't take that long, like 5 shrines or something, I love this ability now. I absolutely adore this ability. There's a huge gap between this and Fused because this ability is so good. Genius idea. Zonai devices fusing random things together. The possibilities are endless. And this makes, like, without Ultrahand, I don't even know what the shrines would be in this game because so many of the shrines are just thinking of intuitive ways to build things with Ultrahand. It's super fun. And it makes them, I don't know if I'd say better than Breath of the Wild, but it just makes them feel so different. Like, I feel like the Breath of the Wild shrines relied more on, like, variety here, but, like, Ultrahand is such a huge part of the shrines in this game. And I don't know if I like the shrines, better than Breath of the Wild, but I think they're a very new experience in this game, and I think they're fantastic. So, this ability is a huge part of that, and I love Ultrahand. Next is a spoiler. It's not one of the original shrines, so if you haven't got this ability yet, if you have an empty spot after you got the camera, skip to the time on the screen. Alright. Giving a little pause for anyone who's skipping. Alright, let's go. So in second place on this list is Autobuild. As soon as I got this ability, I literally freaked out because, like, it was Ultrahand, but with everything I didn't like about Ultrahand. Like, it's a little bit annoying to have to attach things and orient stuff as much as I love it. It gets a little bit boring eventually to make all these devices and all that stuff. And Autobuild makes it so quick. Also, the best part is that if you have Zonite, you can purchase any materials that you don't have on the fly, which is awesome because it just makes so that you can be building things like at any time, and it lets you get around the map so much faster without having to find parts all over the place. Obviously, getting Zonite isn't the easiest thing ever, although if you just go in the depths, there's a lot, and I'm pretty sure it respawns after a blood moon, so, like, not a big deal. Or maybe it respawns more often. I'm not really sure, but yeah. Like, it respawns often enough that you can consistently get Zonite, consistently build with Autobuild. And yeah, the idea of this was just so smart. Like, I'm so glad that they thought of this idea. If they didn't put this in the game would be quite a bit worse. Like, this is just great. It takes quite a bit of preparation to get, but it was well worth the preparation. And of course, process of elimination, recall is in first place. A lot of people put this near the bottom. I just think this ability is so fun to watch. Like, I never get sick of something just rewinding in time. It just looks so cool. Like, it's simple on paper. It's not more groundbreaking than any of these other abilities, but, well, more groundbreaking than Ascend, but less interesting than a lot of the other abilities. But simple things aren't always the worst. Like, executing a simple thing very well is awesome. You can recall sky fragments. You can recall Octorok projectiles. Objects, my favorite, objects falling over waterfalls. Like, you fall off a waterfall and you recall that. It looks so cool. Like the recall shrine, like the ability to rewind shrine, there we go, is so cool. And if you mess up with Ultrahand, like if you accidentally throw something off a cliff, you can just recall it if you have quick enough reflexes. Like, it just is so nice. Like, it does so many good things, and it just acts as like a undo button if you do something stupid. So it's pretty nice. Also, usually allows you to cover more ground than Ascend. So it's more situational than Ultrahand and Autobuild, which I feel like are definitely the most used of these abilities, at least for me. But I just love the versatility, amazing visuals, and execution of the recall ability. So it is my favorite ability in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you guys all for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. Soon, kinda soon, I don't really know how many shrines. I mean, there's 152, but I don't know how long that's going to take. But I am currently ranking the shrines. Like, I've got my list. I'm adding them. I'm going to make sure I get a shrine ranking out soon enough. Comment down below if we can get enough likes and stuff on this video. I might make an all Korok Seeds ranked video. That would be crazy, but I am okay with doing that if you guys want to see that. Thank you guys all for watching this video, and have a great day. Peace out, Legend of Zelda fans.